Welcome back to Couple.
Goals.
That was
Nailed
probably good for a song. We've got a new setup. If you're watching on Patreon
Or YouTube.
we're trying something different. I thought the couch that we have here is super comfy to lay on, but it's just like a weird height, and it makes us sort of sink into it, which I don't find and I don't find very engaging to watch.
Okay,
I don't know,
so
personally.
we're trying out standing. We've got the shepherd wall behind us.
Look at that.
All of the awards
cleared
and
the
plaques.
desk behind. We could probably even lean on it if we really want. That's cool. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, cool.
Well, maybe we can you could move it.
This is so professional of us.
Yeah, we'll just try and do.
We don't have a studio, so as in a podcast studio. So we're just in the music studio, hanging out.
Are we too close together? I don't know. Anyway, we've got plenty of questions we need to answer based on the feedback of this. So we'll see what happens. But for now, it looks all right. I might move that camera a little bit closer. But if you want to start giving everyone a recap, it's a sad day because we finished tour yesterday.
Yeah, we finished the Zora tour in Kiama, which is New South Wales. It's a beautiful coastal town. We'd never been there before, but I loved it. I really want to go back. It was actually gorgeous.
It was a hidden gem. It had 2 blowholes. 2. Not just one, the greedy little bugger. It had the little blowhole and the big blowhole. And the big one, I assume, is your mouth. The little blowhole is further down the beach, which would be the digestive tract. And
That's
straight
enough.
to the little blowhole, which
I knew it would go there.
passes through. Well, that's what I was thinking when I was running up and back and forth. I was like,
Yeah, so
why?
you did a 36
kilometre run, and it was kind of weird. I don't know whether any of the people who are listening to this show were at the Kiama show, but I had to get a run in, and we obviously drove like 6 hours from Young because we had to stop through Canberra, and the only real time I could do it was then, and literally finished 15 minutes before we had to do the VIPs where I was on the camera. And so I was running up and back from big blowhole to little blowhole. How fun. And I eventually got bored with that. And I was like, and the rest of Kiama is pretty hilly because it goes out to the mountains, which is also beautiful. And it would be fantastic via car, but not when you're,
running that far. And I was pretty fatigued. So I started running laps at the surf club, like near where you guys were playing. And then everyone started congregating. And then some people even pulled up there was a grandstand. They started watching, and I was like, this is very uncomfortable. So then I proceeded to head back down to the little blowhole again. And everyone was really excited to have seen me run. Yeah, all the fans were like, we saw you running. Were they cheering you on?
No, there was no cheering. So that's probably why it felt weird. Because I was just like watching you, and you knew they were watching you. And I was like, this feels weird.
You had an audience.
So it's
like, better get used to, Lachie.
Yeah. But yeah, it was anyway. So that was my experience of Kiama. But beautiful place, beautiful people, hidden gem. I could live there.
We've got to go back for sure. Check it out for a bit longer. It's always a shame when you're in and out. We didn't ever get to go for a swim.
In and out of the little blowhole. It's cheeky, that.
But yeah, that marked the end of the tour, and now we're just kind of hanging out in Brisbane. We got a few shows coming up, so stay tuned for that. They're not part of the tour; they're more like festival type things, including CMC Rocks in March.
Well, that's a solo one, right?
Yep, that's an
that's
Amy
cool.
Shepherd solo one. But also, I need to get cracking on my own album. And also, Shepherd, we're currently writing our 5th album, so we're just going to spend some time getting creative again.
What does it look like for you? Let's leave the Shepherd album to the side for a second. For you, your album process, like, do you have the songs ready? Do you have to write more? When can fans expect to see it out? What's that process look like?
Oh, some of the songs are pretty close to being ready. Some of them are ready. Some of them are just literally just written and not even recorded at all. So I'm still trying to figure out like somebody to record them. I've got a guy that I'm working with in Nashville, and he's currently working on a couple of the tracks. But then
Is that
obviously,
Brock the Rock?
Yeah, Brock Westover. But
But obviously I'm here and he's there, so I'm going to have to record my vocals. So I'm just waiting for him to like produce them and send them over, and then I'll find somewhere to do my vocals here and send them over.
It's so cool you can do that now.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Technology being, even for podcasting, like back in the day, you would have had to have flown back.
I know.
And now you can just like get a decent microphone and send it over and have the art done, which makes it more accessible to everyone.
Exactly. We live in such a connected world, so it's pretty great. So yeah, looking forward to getting those songs done. But he's only doing 3, so I've got probably another 4.
How many goes on an album?
12 usually.
12.
10 to 12. I have enough songs. I just need to get them finished. So it's all coming together nicely, but these things take time. I've got to, wait for Brock to finish those tracks and send them over. I need to find a studio to record them, or at least someone with a good mic. Then he'll put them in and do what he needs to do, and then you got to get it mastered. It all takes time and money, but we're working on it. So I'm pretty excited to get stuck into that this month. And yeah, we're actually going to do some on the Shepherd front, do some writing with Jay as well, probably later in the week, which will be nice because we haven't written with Jay since we started the last album. So probably haven't had a writing session with him for like 2 years. That's
crazy. So for those who don't know, Jay is the guitarist for Shepherd, the OG, but also wrote pretty much all your songs to date, or
with us.
Sorry, but with you guys. I just got the death eyes. Did anyone else see that? I felt like, holy shit.
I did not give you the death eyes.
I felt it. I felt like this dark energy come through. Correct me.
I just wanted to make sure people weren't confused. The 3 of us write the songs.
Yes.
A lot of the songs together, especially in the early days. So he's definitely an integral part of Shepherd, and we're looking forward to getting in with him again and doing some new music.
Keen to hear how it goes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Never know.
Never know either.
The 3 of us seem to have great songwriting chemistry, so I'm sure something great will come out of it.
Epic. I know. What else is happening? I'm just looking over to the right. There's a white cylinder with a red cap on it. And inside that, do you want to have a guess what's inside it?
A poster?
Yeah, close. A poster of what?
A Shepherd poster?
No, it's actually a world map.
Oh, here it is.
For those watching, I don't want to give away our address on here, so I'm going to cover that up.
Thank you.
Because I don't want any people coming to watch me run again. But in here is a world map, because I thought for a YouTube video, and actually just for our own ease of use, just watch that. We're going to pin out on the map where Liam and I are going to be running around America and Australia next year.
Where are you going to hang this? There's literally no room.
No, it's not going to hang. I'm literally just going to use it for a video and throw it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't open it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was just looking at it and I remembered we haven't done that, and Liam's not here for 2 weeks. So that's unfortunate.
So you're going to be doing a bit of arts and crafts?
I am, yeah. Just get the glue stick out and the pins and maybe some string if you have any of that, and that'll keep me occupied for an hour, and I'll get that video done and people can watch it.
Lovely.
And I'll sort of feel like I've done my part for getting going. Are you nervous? Are you sad about not seeing me for 58 days?
I am, but I think maybe it's good that I'm not coming for I wish that I could spend like a little bit of time or come and go.
Yeah.
It's so far away. Which sucks. But I think it's probably a good thing that I'm not there for the whole thing, because I would just be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Give up!"
Give up.
I wouldn't say give up, but I think I'd be worried for your health and safety a lot.
You'll get to see a lot of cool stuff, though. I wish you were coming as well.
I know.
That's one of the tough things. Oh, you gave a thumbs up on the screen somehow. Well done. But that's one of the tough things about relationships, and it probably brings us into the first topic, which I have forgotten, but I've got my screenshot here, which is how to stop fighting in your relationships.
Yeah, we had a question from one of our listeners who I guess has been experiencing some friction in their relationship. And they asked us, how do we not fight?
And the key is going away for 2 months. That works every time. Avoidance is a very strong way to not have fights in your relationship.
The truth is, like, we don't have no fights, but I don't know if I would call them fights. Like, we don't ever yell at each other or...
I think a fight is an escalation of an argument or a disagreement, which I think every relationship has disagreements, and I think it's healthy to have disagreements because, you know, it's like a ebb and flow. There's always going to be compromise, and, you know, you're compromising to allow me to go on the run, vice versa. We've moved to, you know, there's always going to be that dance, and I think that's cool. But it's like if you struggle to communicate it, for example, if I didn't tell you I was going on the run and I just took off.
Yeah. Or you didn't even ask me how I was going to feel about it.
Yeah, which I probably didn't for a couple of days.
You kind of just organize it.
But then, yeah, then I think if people don't have the emotional, like the awareness to go, well, what's the outcome that I'm trying to achieve here? Most people don't want to fight with their partner. Well, actually, some people do. Some people just want to get into it. It makes them feel good to see their partner hurting, which is psychotic, but true.
Do you reckon?
100%. I used to do that. And this sounds really bad, but I think I used to fight just for I wanted the attention. And if I wasn't feeling good, like hurt people.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, like I guess I was aware of it, but I wasn't aware of how childish it was. And then now that I'm older and I am a little bit more switched on, got a few more lights on upstairs, I recognize it's like, well, what's the intention of this argument? Like, is it you're not feeling valued, or you don't feel respected, or you're not getting time together? Like all of those sorts of things. That's why we don't fight, I think, because we do have disagreements, but you know, you're definitely very switched on emotionally.
Yeah, and I think I'm kind of chill in a lot of ways, would you say?
100%. Yeah, I said it with Liam. I can't remember whether I said it on this podcast or another one last week. Like, yourself and Emma haven't made Liam and I feel guilty in any way, shape, or form for going away for 2 months. Like, because we understand it's selfish, great experience, but it would be so freaking hard to do it if we just knew that we were going to wake up to messages where you've made us feel bad for not being there, or, you know, having a dig at us potentially, like, depending on how you perceive it. Like, some people go, oh, you just take off for 2 months and having a great experience. I'm sitting at home. So it doesn't matter. Whatever lens you look at it, it's like, it's very easy to guilt your partner into feeling bad because maybe you're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, but I also respect that you've got goals and ambition, and I think I respect that because on the flip side, if you were just at home and you didn't have any goals and you were just sort of like riding my coattails, I think that would be annoying to me.
Yeah.
And that would probably be more friction in our relationship if I felt like I was being used or, you know, you weren't.
Yeah.
I think, I really value ambition in a partner.
That's the first time you've ever said that to me.
Yeah. Well, that's a value that I hold for myself. You know, I'm an ambitious person. I set my sights high, and so I think obviously I found my match in that respect. Somebody who likes a challenge, and you can't just, you know, I'm aware that challenges and reaching your goals doesn't come easy, and it takes a lot of dedication, hard work, and time. So if you want to reach those goals and you can agree on it together that, yep, you're going to be focusing on that for a certain amount of time, then I think, again, it comes down to communication and making sure the other person's on board before you embark on it. And it's I think that's what marriage is all about. It's like hoping that the other person succeeds with their endeavors, and whether that's, you know, I can't be there in person, I think allowing you the space and time is just as important.
Yeah. Because you don't want to build a relationship of resentment.
No.
And a lot of relationships do, because we got to stop crossing our arms because we're getting thumbs up on the screen there. Sorry, guys. Sorry. When you give up what you want to, and once again, there's so many reasons why so it's hard to sort of answer it for one person. But for us, I think we allow each other the space to chase what we want, but we also try and actively get involved however we can, but we don't make it the whole thing. Sort of what you were saying, like, I'm not riding off your coattails, and like shepherd's not everything to me. Like I love being a part of it and doing everything like that, but I feel I would, if you were like, Lachie, you need to stop everything you're doing and
follow me around.
You got to follow me around the world. I think I would have a ton of resentment because I feel I personally, and once again, I have a lot that I want to achieve. So I think within relationships, if you're fighting massively, both parties need to have a look at themselves as to like how they're contributing to that, because it's not just one person, and work out how you can bring more to the table and I guess de-escalate things so it's more of a constructive or productive conversation than a blow up where you push away the person that you supposedly love the most. And secondly, it's just identifying like what's the point of the fight in the first place, because some people will go, oh, I want to fight. This is the last bit and we'll move on to your Reddit because you've got a good one, I hope.
Always.
Most people will... how good was that? Warm the Vokes. No, most people will
I think they let it build up, don't
Yeah.
they? They let it build up, the frustration. They don't say anything, and then it gets to a tipping point, the partner does something, and then the other person just snaps.
And then they bring the next they bring a whole range of, like a garbage bag full of other issues, and you don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah.
So it's like, it may have been about the fact that you didn't put the toilet seat down, but then I'm also going to throw in that you left a fucking dirty plate there and you didn't come home the right time on a Friday night, and it just boils over. And
yeah, so what's the real issue there? It's like you need more support.
Yeah.
You need more time, maybe more quality time. Or do you need, your partner to pull their weight? So I think identifying the real issue is important and communicating that in a mature way. But also, some people don't have mature partners, which can be very difficult. So I think it's kind of important to identify that pretty early in a relationship. And if there's a problem, you can choose to leave the relationship or work on it, get counselling.
Yeah, like you can't change, and this is probably a strong point for the ladies. Ladies, you can't change the fellas. Like, no matter how much you think you can change them, they've got to want to do it themselves. Like, you can inspire them, but you can't nag them, because then you turn into this mother figure in their life, and you don't want to feel like a mother to your partner. That's not going to feel very good. It's not sexy.
No.
Nah.
But a lot of boys do want a mother, don't they?
Yeah, because they fucking haven't grown into a man yet. It's like the rite of passage has never happened where you go from a boy to a man. So you just go from mummy doing your laundry and your washing and all of that sort of stuff to then
wifey doing
now
laundry.
My wifey does it, and you never have to step up. Need to bring that back. Need to bring that back. But one other thing, you've got your Reddit, but there was also, we're on the radio tomorrow. I just remembered.
No, it's Career Mail.
Ah, damn it! This whole time I've been working on my vocals, and now
it is filmed.
Oh,
it's filmed. I guess they'll do a piece in the paper, but it's also for their online, or maybe it's just.
Hold on, where
online.
are we doing it? I thought it was just like.
So at Career Mail at Bowen Hills. So they have an online piece. I guess it's for social media and online. And it's called, guess what? Couple Goals. So I don't know whether it was inspired by us or...
Well, surely. Like, this podcast has been around for that long.
Anyway, they're doing pieces on,
couples.
Prominent Brisbane couples, such as ourselves. And tomorrow we're going in for an interview. So... I'm not sure exactly what they're going to ask, but we'll be prepared.
So weird. It's like, do you need to be serious with it, or can you have a bit of fun with it?
I think it's more lighthearted.
Good.
A bit of a laugh.
I'm sick of talking serious shit.
It's at midday, so.
One thing I want to get better. Midday.
Midday.
Is that what I had in my diary?
Should be.
Let's have a little gander.
I communicated that to you before we left.
Yes, I put it in the calendar. There we go. Boom. All right, Reddit. Let it.
Okay.
Let it the Reddit. What do we got?
Okay, Reddit. We, 34-year-old female and 35-year-old male, opened our relationship, and now I think my husband prefers our girlfriend. I'm 34.
These stories always just make me feel so uncomfortable before you even get to them. I'm like, who the fuck would do this?
Well, a lot of people do, but they don't really seem to ever
Think
work.
about the outcome. I've not met a single person where it was worked.
No, I haven't heard of a story of it working. I'm sorry if this is you.
If this is you, please message us on Instagram. I want to know about it.
And look, we can't judge because it may be for some people, but it's probably not for us. And
probably,
as we said,
you saying there's a chance?
Well, do you want that?
No, fuck no.
So anyway, let's get into the story.
Okay, sorry.
I'm a 34 female. My husband's 35, and we have been together for 14 years. We have a 7 and 3-year-old together. 3 years ago, my husband got, well, I don't want to say bored, but I'm not sure what else to call it. So after a while, mostly begging on his part, I accepted to introduce a third into our marriage. We can call her Harper. She's 25.
How do you get a 25-year-old? That's wild.
Husband knew Harper before everything. Red flag. She's his sister's friend. Red flag. Oh my
gosh.
And it's been 3 years. I love Harper. She's like crazy sweet. The children love her. We do girls' trips. We split everything 50-50, go shopping. But husband most definitely prefers Harper. Here, listen to this part. He pushes her to exercise and to diet, to dress pretty, but she's also the first one he'll text if he gets good or bad news. She's the one he'll greet when he gets home. They go on dates once a week. Husband said it's because Harper insisted, and I didn't. I confronted husband, and he said he just feels there's more intimacy and like she's his best friend. I pointed out I'm the mother of his children. He used to say I was his best friend. He said he loves both of us, but I feel this warmth when he thinks of Harper. Harper doesn't leave me out of anything. She's always going out of her way to include me, to spoil the children and make sure everything's equal. I don't know what to do because I love Harper. I just want my husband to need me like he used to. I want to be my husband's favourite. All advice welcome.
What's the first comment? Give us a comment. I need to hear what other people are thinking.
Let's see.
A short one, not a relatively short.
Someone said, all I had to read is that he had to beg you into this. He was already preferring her to you. And that's true. Yeah. He already knew her. He obviously was already
bonking her on the side.
Or very attracted to her.
That's wild.
What's sad is that it's normal for relationships to get boring and your husband chose to gaslight and pressure you into an open marriage instead of doing the normal work to reignite the spark between you both.
That's probably my response. You just saved me 10 minutes of rambling by answering it how I would have.
And also, what's with him, like, making her diet? And, like, is she the arm candy and the wife is the...
Yeah.
The wife's the maid, you know?
Yeah, literally.
The mother figure.
What do you think about it?
I think that it's a dude's easy way out. That's what I think.
Dude's easy way out. I think it goes back
like
to...
He wants his cake to have his cake and eat it too, you know?
Yeah.
Relationships can get hard. They can get boring. They can get stale, sure, but...
Do you reckon we've ever got stale?
If you're going to get married, it's a commitment, you know? Not yet.
Not yet.
Do you?
Why do you say yet?
Well, I'm just saying it never say never, but I feel like we wouldn't just jump into an open relationship. Like we'd probably try a few other things, right?
Well, what would we try?
There's many things you can try.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't, if you're looking outside your relationship to fix it, for me personally, it's like anything, as soon as you start looking outwards, you're fucked.
People always want the easy fix.
The grass is greener until you bring in more problems.
But also, you don't want to get a divorce, but you want to sleep with other people. And I think it's just like, grow up, make a decision. Because no matter what you do, there's consequences.
Yeah, like, go buy a Kama Sutra book. If you think you're stale, start yoga, get that Kama Sutra book, and try and get in some of those wild fucking positions. Not that I know what that is, but just go have a little look, and that'll keep you bending and boning for days.
But I also don't want to, like, again, sex shame people, because some people are into different things, but
no,
this doesn't sound like the wife wanted to do it in the first place.
Yeah,
so that's just not really an open relationship. And does she get to go and have sex with men on the side?
Well, I think that's a girlfriend. But I think it always comes back to the same stuff. It's like,
if there's a problem, go to the cause of the problem. That's simple. That's it. Like, it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. And so, yeah, you could try it. Like, we could have tried it, and we would have been like, oh, we're a bit stale. Let's put some butter in between us. No, we don't like it. It's causing an issue now, so we need to go back to the main thing. And you probably need to have that as ground rules initially. But once again, once you get emotions in, people really just dumb down.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could handle.
What would you guys do?
Girlfriend.
I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think about that story? Would you allow it to happen, or would you just veto it right away?
It always seems that it's never fair. There's always somebody who gets left out, or like, as soon as the female starts sleeping with other men or other people, it's the other person gets jealous. Like, it just never seems to be a good option. I don't know.
From our experience. But if you've been in the...
And it's always like the men just want sex. Exactly.
That's what we're hardwired to do.
Yeah,
Procreate.
but what about your wife? Like,
No, well, I'm not saying me, but I'm just saying if that proposition ever comes across the table, just once again think about how people are hardwired. Like, if you're doing it just to make your husband feel better, it's like probably maybe not the right move, because
you're going to be
unhappy. Yeah, like, no one wants to think about that. Really, think about this. Anyone listening right now, whether you're driving, drinking your morning coffee, or eating your oats, think about your partner getting shagged by someone else.
And then it's just a matter of time before he gets sick of Papa. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah. And then he's going to be back to you or finding someone else. So that's all.
Anyway.
Do you have any pet peeves?
Pet peeves?
Yeah, do you have a pet peeve on me lately?
Let me have a think.
Nah, I didn't think so.
No pet peeves this week.
No, I'm pretty happy with that. You've been amazing. You've been cooking me lots of food. I've got a bowl of 2-minute noodles, which is so good. Chicken, 2-minute noodles.
Chicken 2-minute noodles.
Doesn't take much to satisfy me. I won't be going stale anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. What a throwback.
I had a little taste and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yummy.
And that actually wasn't as good as I remembered. Like, I feel like there's no substance to it.
But you're probably not as hungry as I am.
Right.
Yeah.
It tastes good, but it needs like a little something.
Yeah. Fair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in again. Remember to share this on socials. Hit us with some questions. Head over to our Instagram. Slide into the DMs. We're getting more active again on there. Definitely. And what else? How's Patreon going?
Patreon's going good.
What do we have to do to make it great?
Great. I probably just need to let people know about it more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Amy's going to let you know about Patreon right now. Go. 30 seconds or less.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say thank you to the people who are already members and who have been supporting us for years now. It has really helped us. We've bought some gear with it, and that's been super helpful. And so what do we put on Patreon? We've got a daily affirmation. We've got close friend stories on my Instagram account. I follow you back. We have couple goals merch. We've got the videos which come out before we post them on YouTube. And what else is there? There's all sorts of different tiers. So check it out. And again, thank you so much to everyone who has been supporting that over the years. Really appreciate it.
And we will share the Career Mail link.
Yeah.
When we get it. If it's behind one of those dirty little paywalls, which I hate, I'll take the hit. I'll subscribe for $1 or whatever it is, and I'll screenshot it.
Don't say that. You'll get sued by Career Mail. We won't do that. We'll figure out a way to get it to you.
See you in Patreon. As always. Oh, no, there is no as always on this one. Hooroo.